How much fun are you having with this team being so revived and good and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's good. I think the one thing you enjoy is kids working hard to win matches. I don't have a team that's going to go out and get 5 or 6 tech falls. Beat someone 15-0. I got a team that's going to have to win by 1, 2 points, and you look at some of the overtimes that we've had over the course of the season, and that's really lopsided towards us winning the overtimes. Being gutty, it's a gutty performance, and that's what makes it. Yeah.
8-2 in overtimes.
Yeah, that's what makes it. I think it's higher than that. I think 8-2 in dual meets, but tournaments
right.
and stuff like that. Yeah, somewhere around 15. But anyway, those are the exciting things that you get. Lights up the crowd, it lights up the people, and I think in general, when you got 4 to 5 freshmen starting, just in general, it's fun to watch. As a fan, it's fun to watch these kids find ways to win, and it just comes back on us that we got to remind them that that's how we're going to have to win. Tough matches, hard matches.
I know it can be hard on a coach, and we were able to ask Coleman about it after South Dakota State, but Jordan Williams, every time he takes the mat, you just don't know what you're going to see.
No,
it's crazy.
I think, it's nice to see people grow, sport, it's not just about winning, it's also about developing yourself, and I think for him over the course of the last 6 weeks, he's become a better person. He's become much more disciplined. He's taken care of his academics. He's taken care of some past issues that he had. That's what's exciting, is just seeing somebody grow, and while they grow, they build some confidence in themselves, and that's what we're seeing. Seeing a kid that's starting to really feel confident about what he's doing, who he is, and again, who he wants to be.
Has that helped him kind of solidify his spot there? Because there for a while you were kind of going back and forth a little more.
Well, he's done a lot. Yeah, I'm not giving that spot up yet, but he's darn sure doing some things that really makes me feel good about being his coach.
I can't remember a duel this year you started anywhere other than 125.
We've won. Remember that if the coach wants to start at a different weight, you basically flip a coin. And I think of our 13 matches, Of our 13 matches, I think we've won 6 flips, 6
really?
or 7, yeah. And so the other 7, both coaches agreed to start at 25.
But 25 and 33,
Yeah.
those have started to become rock solid starts for you.
Yeah. Well,
Don't jinx it.
no. Yeah. Well, and 41,
Yeah.
and then Jordan here late 49, and you're wrestling, at Missouri, and your first 4 matches, your first 5 matches, you win 5-0. We've had that happen on a number of occasions that allowed us to win dual meets. And remember, dual meets are they're everything to wrestling, right? I think one of the disappointing things is that we have a dual meet season, and at the end of the season, we go to conference for 2 days and we go to nationals for 3 days, and that really judges your season, and somehow we need to continue to make these dual meets more important. How can we carry over points with your performance during the course of 3 months, right? Instead of just 5 days. But it's always been that way, and as good as we're wrestling right now, we still have to be very competitive at the end, because that's where we're judged, and it should be that way. And what should happen is they should change some things, and the next 2 dual meets that we have, we're going to have probably a lot of people at it, and maybe 1% of all those people get to go to nationals. When you take 18th, you don't get very many tickets. And so this is where wrestling grows, is inside that arena there, where you build your new fans, and where you have an opportunity to really grow your fan base.
How good of a tournament team do you think you'll be?
I don't know. Right now, it's just, I'll say this, there seems to be a lot more parity across the country, but you just can't dive into that until you get over with your dual meets, because really OU's got some quality people. Iowa's got quality people, and that's how you get a chance to have a great tournament, is you position yourself with your rankings. So we'll be ranking a lot of people that are ranked ahead of us individually. You need to go win those and put yourself in a better position. I will say that it's it doesn't do much if you ranked 18th, 19th, and that says you go 1 and 2 at nationals, basically. You get your trip to the tournament, but it doesn't put you anywhere. That doesn't mean if we're there we're going to lose. That doesn't mean that. It just means that, hey, position yourself in the top 4, and you don't wrestle a ranked guy until 3rd match. That's how you win. That's how you have a lot of success. You get, so, but, you really just focus a week at a time. Stay focused on the dual meet season, because you can help yourself a lot, especially with the competition that we've had.
High school has dual state. Would you like some sort of dual tournament?
No, they just need to. We need to figure it out. You want to grow the sport. You're going to grow it by your fans and your events at home. How many football? I'm a big OSU football fan. I go to every game. I don't go to any away games. I don't get to go to the bowl. I'm busy. I'm still a football fan. I become a football fan because of the excitement when you're watching them here, And so same for wrestling, right? I mean, listen, the people that are excited about wrestling at OSU wrestling right now, that are excited, it's because of what's happened inside there, and some on the road, that they didn't get to see.
What Marshall asked about, I mean, you had that dual national championship tournament going for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know where it went, but John, I like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's...
Have a dual champ.
Listen, I fought for that for 15 years, and I think, the less I fight for it, it probably happened. I mean, just sometimes change has been a little tough in wrestling, but all I'm saying is going back to what you asked, what's our tournament team look like, and you got 2 more big dual meets. I mean, you're going to get a chance. I mean, we could finish up with our dual season and go undefeated in the Big 12, and when we go to Tulsa, be ranked 3rd or 4th in the tournament. I mean, I don't know that, if we help ourselves here, then this is a conference match this weekend. It's big. Got about 3 or 4 big matches that are going to make the difference, and maybe giving us a little bit more of an edge to make a run at the Big 12 championship.
How much does the idea you were just talking about with growing the sport and the importance of the matches you have in this place factor in as compared to just preparing your team for those last 5 days when you're making your schedule?
Say that once again.
How much do you think about growing the sport versus how much do you think about just preparing your team whenever you're putting your schedule together?
Well, I think you always think about growing the sport. Here, that's all I can do, I can't do something for Rutgers or Maryland. I can do it for Oklahoma State, and I think you look at who we wrestled, where we went. We're looking to bring those teams back to us in a dual meet at home. North Carolina State, Pat Papalizio, been top 10 several times in the last 10 years, and there's a reason why we went out there, is to bring them back. You know, Iowa and Oklahoma State have been on the schedules of each other since the mid-'70s. You know, they don't have to wrestle us. They've got everything they want in that Big Ten to wrestle. You know, they choose to wrestle us because, one, we're a draw for them, and obviously they're a huge draw for us. You know, I don't get ahead of myself. We got OU, but Bedlam, I'm pleased that we're going to continue with Bedlam in wrestling. I hope we continue a home-to-home event. I think it's good for both of us, and you know, it gives a lot of people an opportunity to go watch wrestling, and normally a pretty exciting wrestling.
What have you seen from Luke Serber, and how has he managed the difficulties of this season?
You know, it's just been a rough season for him, you know, but sometimes, you know, it gives you a chance to reevaluate a lot of things, and I think for me, watching him kind of struggling here, what I'm seeing is a guy that's probably at one of the most competitive weight classes. Listen, everything's okay, you know. And once you heal up and you get injury free, and you have an opportunity to compete, just go compete, you know. And for him, he's got to compete at this weight. I mean, he's got to. I mean, this is you may not have an easy match in the conference tournament. Nor if they have you, is it going to be easy? You know, just be confident in learning how to win, and that's what he needs to do right now.
Your team
Learn how to win.
Your team was so new when you guys went down to Norman. How big was that duel in terms of momentum to get where you guys are now?
You know, I mean, Bedlam is Bedlam. You know, you come off a win. You know, it should. They're not easy, you know, and I know we've won a lot of them in a row, but one, you just take them real serious. You know, that week is an important week of training. There's a sense of pride in the state that you're trying to keep a hold of, you know, and so is it a motivator? Did it move us forward? Yeah, definitely, you know. Well, it'll be a competitive dual meet this weekend. You know, if you look at our matches and do a little comparison, you know, we won 3 matches against South Dakota State in overtime. You know, and they were pretty competitive, you know, and so that's just who we are. That's how we're going to have to win right now. You know.
Has the meaning of Bedlam evolved at all for you over the years?
Once again?
Has the meaning of Bedlam evolved at all for you over the years?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, try losing one. You know? Yeah, it's meaning. Yeah, I mean, it's a. You know, I've been around Bedlam since I don't know, 9 years old. First Bedlam was right here. Come and watched it. And it was, you know, as many of you know, a lot of you are not my age, but you've been to a lot of them. I mean, there's, it's always been good. There's something about it that just, as we know in all sports, that Bedlam has been important for the state, and I'm just really pleased, looking forward to the future, that I get to watch it someday, you know, when I'm done coaching, you know. So, great dual meet, great history. Bedlam, I believe, started with wrestling, right? It did.
Yeah, the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think some reporter wrote it was Bedlam in Gallagher, or it might have been at OU. I don't know.
No, it was here.
It was here.
Yeah.
How long, when are you going to do that? When are you going to start being a spectator? How long you want to keep coaching? I mean, I'm looking up there. You've been the coach for
Yeah.
32 years, for crying out loud. That's a long time.
It's amazing that, yeah.
Sister
You know, I
asked
don't-
me yesterday when he was going to retire. She said,
yeah,
he never
well-
tells them anything.
It's not part of the season, right? You don't want anything to be a part of the season. Yeah. For now, I have every intentions to coach this team up and have a great season. I think when you get where I'm at, I don't think you look any further than that. I think there's too much energy that needs to go into the thought of how you're going to, not take 18th again, not take 13th again our last 2 years. Eliminate all the crap that we've dealt with in the last 2 years. Make sure that is removed out and away from your team. So you don't really think of what you want to do as a coach, and you got enough to do to clean things up, and put a respectable team out on the mat, and be competitive like we're used to.
Does this team have your juices flowing more when you talk about that grit and the
I think so.
overtimes and all
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. I mean, it's been a great year of excitement. I mean, when you got kids that are wrestling hard and fighting for their team, it's great. And I've had these years. I think I've had a lot more of them than I haven't. But when you kind of get sidetracked for 2 years, it's a hell of a lot better. Yeah, I miss it. It's been a fun ride up to this point, and continue to just stay focused and keep these guys excited about what they're doing. These guys work hard. We've had probably a group of wrestlers that have trained harder than any I've had, and so success comes from that.
Ever? Training harder than ever?
Ever.
That's pretty high standard.
Yeah. I'm not talking about one individual, but as a team, I think they've come together, no complaining. 7 a.m. workouts all season long, 3 o'clock workouts, and just not a lot of complaining, a lot of energy in the room, and I think the energy comes from some of our older guys, Dayton Fix, Isaac, Plot, and a few of the guys that we all recognize as some of the hardest trainers in the room that are not making the team, and they got a level of commitment every day. It's pretty impressive. That's who you want your daughter to marry. That guy that never gets to wrestle, but he comes to work every day and is trying to help someone else get better.
My cousin's a big OSU fan. He called me this morning, found out I was coming up. He wanted me to ask you Coleman Scott's impact on being in the room this year.
Well, you take a guy that is at head coach 9 years, tough place, North Carolina. I mean, and you know what I mean by that. Get shuffled and maybe sometimes not even noticed anywhere, and trying to build a program. You experience a lot of things that we don't go through, and those are the things that he brought here. His new ideas, new opportunities that we didn't realize that we had. And he's got a winning attitude, from the standpoint of being a national champion, being an Olympic bronze medalist. I think the message that he helped bring here, a lot of these guys jumped on it, and so he's been he's been a blessing for us to be able to come out of this 2-year slump and go forward. Definitely.
Are there things that he can take off your plate because of his
A
experience?
lot of it. Man, my life's so much easier. Yeah. And I think a lot of it is just the fact that he's aware of being a head coach. He's aware of his stresses and his strains, you know, as being a head coach. And there's no question. I think he sees where he can help, and he does a lot of things I don't even know. Yeah. And so, been good, real good.
Thanks, John.
Thanks.
Thank you.